Hello everyone, I'm here with a new process video and I have two full 6x12 pages here, pocket pages that I need to do. And I've laid out all the photos that I think I want to use. Now I may move them because I'm not too keen about both of these cards being in the same spot on each page. So I may move some things around, but at least it lets me know I just need two cards, one on each side. Not sure if I'll have to build some of my own or if I have something that will work. And I also have no idea on embellishments. I will pull out my bin of stuff that was specifically for whales just to see what's in there. I may or may not have cards in there too. I can't remember what I have left at this point because I've been working on this for a while. But there might be something there for that. Otherwise, I'll just go into my general stash of travel cards. And then I do have quite a few embellishments left. So I'm hoping that part will be easier than picking out the cards. All right, so when I was off camera, the first thing I did was I looked at the positioning again and decided I didn't like it. So I switched up a bunch of stuff here. So it looks different than when I started. I'm going to end up having a card up here in the top left, and then I'm going to keep one in the middle row. It's just I moved it to the side. But other than that, I'm using all the same photos. They're just in different spots. So now I can go in and try to figure out the cards I need and go from there. So the first thing I should mention here before I do anything else is that these photos are all from City Hall in Cardiff. So that's what you're seeing here. I don't think I mentioned that when I started. And this is an incredibly beautiful building outside, but the inside, oh my gosh. I'm hoping that I will video another set of photos that's from inside upstairs in this building because it's this huge expanse of open floor. I assume they probably have meetings, maybe balls of some type up there because you certainly could dance up there. And there are tons of beautiful statues. So what we're seeing here is just the outside and part of the main floor, but the upstairs is still to come. And in my stash of stuff that I had for whales, I found this. And I don't know that I put it in here for this, but I certainly like the look of the black and white. And then these lines, it's not quite the same as the red here, but it's close enough. So I think I'm going to build a card around that. That means, however, I'm going to have to find a background here. I can't do white, obviously. So I'm thinking maybe a red, but it would have to be pretty subtle, maybe a slight pattern, because there's a lot of red happening in the carpets here already, and the dragon, and the coat of arms over here. I don't want to overwhelm the layout with too much red, so I'm trying to be careful about what I include. I did pull out my package of scraps here that are all red, and the more I looked at stuff, I just felt like it was too much. So I think I'm actually going to change my tactic and go with gray, because gray is a neutral. I've got it in the stairs here. This is a touch of gray here in the building even, and in the stonework. So I think that would be more subtle, and it gives me a neutral palette to work with should I want to add anything else. All right, I pulled out my gray scraps as well, and I have this big chunk here, and I really like this color. It's lighter than I thought I would grab, but I like it. It's not quite the same as the stairs here, but I like it. You can see the shadow in the window here. I like it for that. I like it for the stone that's up here. It's kind of in between these. So I think I'm going to go with this one. When I lay it over like this, I love the look of that, but we'll see what I think once it's in the pocket. So there's the gray card cut out, and I like the look of that, but I found something for over here in my regular stash of travel cards. It is not the same gray. These are definitely not the same, but I like it, and I'm wondering if these are sitting, apart from each other slightly in the book, if it's that big of a deal. I'm thinking it's not, so right now it is my intention to still use it, but I love this because it's got a map of, city streets in the background, and I love that it has the circle opening, because if you look at this building, there are circle motifs in the windows here. There's a wreath on the door. Here's another circle here. You just see them in multiple places. And so, again here. So I think I really like the idea of that. And then I can stamp something in there about this. I have a couple of stamp sets that are about historic places. And so I'm hoping I have something in there that would fit here. And then over here, I can just write in that this is City Hall. And this was the start of my exploration of the building. So I pulled out my stamp sets, and like I said, I was looking for something historical in nature, and I pulled out this set. And I haven't even had this one that long, really. I've only used it a couple of times, but I did use it elsewhere in Wales. But I love the fact that it has this building here because it looks very much like a city hall building would look. And I've checked it. Look at this. It would fit perfectly in there. So I'm totally going to use that. All right, I have stamped this out, and look how perfect that is. I love it. I do think, though, that I need red on here somehow. So I think I'm either going to just do a little star. Maybe I could do a phrase label if I had something appropriate in red and white. I'm not sure, but it needs something. It's too plain as is. And over here, I did glue this down. I popped out the center there, and I think I have red brads in my stash somewhere. I've had them forever. If I don't, I have rhinestones that I know I could use, but hopefully I have a brad and I can add that in there for a little extra pop of color. All right, I put in the red brad that I had in my stash, and then I pulled out all of my red phrases, and I have found two that I'm considering. I have this one here that says totally worth it, and I would do it just like you see here. I would have it off to the right hand side there, but I also have this one, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because it's huge. It would literally cover the whole bottom of the card here, which in a way is good, you know, because it brings in a lot of red. But I'm trying to keep a good proportion between the stamp and the phrase, and it just feels like it's really, really big. I mean, quite a difference when you see that compared to that. So I'm not sure which one of those I'm going to use. Now, I suppose I could also put one over here if I didn't use it on this card. That way I could end up using them both. So I think I'm just going to play around with it and see what I like the best. I decided to use the big phrase over here after all. So it makes it just look pretty grand, right? And it was a grand building, so I guess that's okay. So I'm going to go with that. And then over here, I decided to use this one like I thought I would and just have it overlap the side there. I'm going to cut that off. And then I will put a little staple in there. There we go. All right, so now we have that done. Now, looking at this, just seeing these all laid out here, I feel like I need something down here. There is some dead space here, so I can get away with putting something there. It's just a question of what. Do I need another phrase, perhaps? Maybe white with red lettering? Or I know I have some wood veneers that are travel themed, and I can't remember what's all in there. They're from an Ali Edwards travel release. There might be something in there that I could use, but I'm just not sure. But I feel like I need the visual triangle of things happening, and there just isn't anything down here, so it needs to be in this spot. When I went into the stash of wood veneers that I had from Ali Edwards, these are what were in there, and none of those really go with this. They're too big for the spot I have, so those aren't going to work, but I will save those for something else. So I decided to go into my stickers, and I actually found this set. These are from Pretty Little Studio. They're very old, 2017. Had them a while. I actually bought two sets because I like them so much, and I realized that in here I haven't used this sticker. I haven't used either one, so I think I'm going to use that here because it's red and white, which I want. It's definitely small enough to fit in there, and I think it'll work nicely with the other phrase strips that I have going. Well, I had thought maybe I was done with this after I found the sticker down here and applied it, but then I remembered that I had this bag of these epoxy pendants that I made years ago, and I still have the tool for it, but the clear stuff, the epoxy part that pushes on, they don't even make that anymore. So I'm just using these till they're gone, and I looked at this, and I remembered that I had some that had black stripes in it, like that. Now they've yellowed a little over time, but that kind of works here because I've got that tone here, this gold tone here, here, even over here. So I think I'm going to use them. I think I'm going to do one up here and then one in this dead space here. And then that way I have a visual triangle with green, but then I also have a visual triangle with the stripes. So it brings everything together on both sides of the page. All right, I added on the epoxy pendants, and then I also decided to just quickly do my journaling. Since there wasn't much to it, I figured I might as well get it done. So now it's really complete. So here are some close-ups of what I did on this one. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It was a little bit of a challenge to find all the things I needed in red, but then I just got lucky with being able to match the stripes. So here is another one done for whales. Thanks for watching.